Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have 5 hearings covering the minor guardianship with a family that has 3 children and both parents have serious addiction issues. Dad has also been in and out of jail recently, so he's willing to sign over guardianship, but Mom has some issues with it. Then, 7 months into the guardianship, Mom decides she wants her youngest child back right now and snatches the child from the guardian's home in defiance of court orders. Let's see what the judge thinks about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Next up, the guardianship of Colton McCoy, Mackenzie McCoy, and Braden McCoy. And I think I saw Kendra Yasanovich here.
Yeah, I'm here, and I see Mom is here too, Tesla.
Okay.
And I think Mallory's here. Yeah, there she is.
The question, I guess, was, is the mother still in jail?
No, she's here. She's in rehab right now. Tesla, I think you're unmuted if you want to say hi.
Hi, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have 31 days sober today.
All right, let me just go to my file here. All right, and Ms. Smith, you're on this case. Have you had a chance to talk to the mother in this case?
I have not, Your Honor. I did send a letter to the last known address and attempted to make contact through a couple of social media profiles. I haven't had contact with Mom yet. Ms. Jozanovich did indicate that she may be in rehab and unavailable. Tesla, if I could give you my phone number, it'd be great if we could have communication. Just to, Your Honor, just to give you a quick synopsis. And I have spoken with Ms. Jozanovich. It was indicated that father had signed the consent for the guardianship. I don't see that it's been filed with the court yet. I have spoken with the petitioner and plan to meet with the children shortly and then have a supplemental or have the initial court visitor report to you. I don't know if the court would like to get perspective from the mother to see if she's in agreement with the guardianship. That would determine whether I should be discharged as a court visitor and maybe transition to a guardian ad litem role.
Sure. Ms. Ivy, what's your position on the guardianship?
Well, I'm doing whatever I can to, get my children back. I'm a single mom. I've been in addiction my whole life. I'm working on getting the help, and I'm serious about my recovery. I was just needing help with funding, and maybe CPS can help us get a home. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Like I said, I have 31 days today, and I graduate treatment on the 17th of May. My kids matter to me, and I'm not my addiction. So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay. Ms. Smith, sounds like Ms. Ivy may agree to at least the temporary or the emergency guardianship, but I think part of your court visitor duties would be to check with her and determine if she understands that and would agree to it.
I'm not willing to sign any paperwork. Those are my children.
All right.
Your Honor, I think the major problem here that Tesla's having is she's thinking she's signing the right to her children away. And I've tried to explain it to her. I think her mom's tried to explain it to her too. So maybe she needs a little bit more education on what this actually means, because I think she's really fearful that she's signing away her rights to her children forever. And that's not necessarily the case. Right now, they're doing really well. They're thriving. They're doing sports. They're just doing so amazing. I completely 100% applaud her for getting sober and the 31 days. That's so amazing. but this road to recovery and the road that she's going to continue down for a while, it shouldn't be a path that children go down with her. And I just think that right now they're really good here. So maybe a little bit more education on where or what her legalities are down the road if she agrees to the emergency or whatever we need to do. I would hate to see them get pulled away from an environment that they're thriving in right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask that Ms. Smith meet with Ms. Ivy and explain those things to her.
Okay.
And we'll need to set another review date. And if the father is consenting, then he'll need to file a consent form.
Yeah, he did. Fine, and I do have that paperwork. I apologize. I had some medical issue come up, a tooth problem, and I just started a new job. So I'm going to actually head to the court as soon as we get off this and get that filed for you guys today.
Miss Ivy, do you have a pen and paper handy?
Yes, I do.
Let me give you my phone number, and whenever you can give me a call, we can talk about what this kind of looks like.
Okay.
My phone number is
Okay. And what's your name?
Mallory.
Lori? Okay. I had called the court before and they hadn't given me a name of an attorney or anything, so that's why I hadn't reached out to you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm thinking of setting the next review date for May 18th. Will that work with everybody?
That's
Yeah.
good for me.
Can I ask that it be set for the 25th along with the Lavender Casey Thomas case?
We can do that. Okay, we will set the next date then, Thursday, May 25th at 10:30. That will be on Zoom just like today, okay?
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, guardianship of McCoy. And have we got anybody on the Zoom for that? Check and make sure one way or the other. It would appear not. So who all have we got here?
Mallory Smith, what was her? Mrs. Sonovich. Deciding.
All right, if you'll come up and have a seat, if you'll come up and have a seat.
Your Honor, Amy Powers for the state of Washington. We haven't entered notice of appearance, but the guardian just started receiving TANF with the kids, so that's why I'm present.
All right, thank you. Have a seat. All right. And Ms. Smith, I think I want to start with you. If you'll step up here, please. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in this proceeding?
I do.
And would you state your name, please?
Mallory Smith.
How long ago were you appointed in this case?
I believe I was appointed in April of 23.
All right. What is going on?
Your Honor, this matter came to the court on a petition from Ms. Jozanovich. The children have known Ms. Jozanovich since approximately July of 2022, but was voluntarily placed in her care in around approximately December of 2022. Both mother and father have a history of substance abuse challenges. Father has a significant history of domestic violence. And I would like for the court to understand that father has been present at some hearings, but has never participated or filed any responsive paperwork. I've reached out to father a couple times and had no response from him.
Okay.
At this juncture, we're at a place where mother has participated in inpatient care, and I believe it's my understanding that she's participating in therapeutic courts to resolve some other matters and to pursue and maintain sobriety. In my conversations with the children, it was shared a prior history of observing substance abuse by mother and father, and being involved in very high conflict situations as a result of the substance abuse and that the lifestyle that produces. The children have come to rely on Ms. Yosanovich for the stability and consistency that they've been receiving. I've done a home visit. The children all have their own beds. It's clean, void of any safety concerns. They're engaged in schooling appropriately. They've been able to connect and maintain peer relationships. They do desire to continue to maintain a relationship with mother. However, they have a strong feeling that there just needs to be a significant amount of time where mom can maintain sobriety before they would entertain or desire to entertain overnights or extended time with mom. But they do value being able to see mom with regularity. The children are doing well. They're enrolled in elementary. By all reports, they are doing as they should be. And
what has happened in the last couple of weeks?
So from my understanding, the last hearing that we had, it was scheduled, or it was indicated that we needed to schedule this for trial assignment, and no additional filings had been provided by any of the parties. So with that, it was assumed that maybe this matter had no longer had validity, or that there was authority that maybe didn't exist. It's my understanding that mother had came in and taken the youngest child and had him in her care, and with the intent of getting the other two children in her care as well. I don't have any data other than the criminal history searches and those types of things to indicate that anything significant has changed for mother to warrant her gaining care and custody of the children is appropriate at this time.
All right. You have any questions you wish to ask of this witness?
No, I don't think so. No.
Do you have any questions you wish to ask?
I do not, but I do have a piece of paper for you, and I wanted to apologize for how I acted towards you.
That's a good place to start. You should know a heck of a lot better.
Yes, I should. So sorry about
All right, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
Honor, if I may, I did file a motion in order to appoint counsel depending on the outcome of this hearing. I think I spoke with Ms. Winkles during the last hearing. She had reached out to me and said, hey, my books are closed, but I'm happy to take this one on because of the complexity. So I did file that. If you don't have that in your records, I'm more than happy to provide that after the hearing for entry. But I just wanted to make the court aware of that.
Thank you.
Okay,
And have you had any contact with the youngest
I have not.
recently? Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my brain around all this. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Ms. Yosanovich, if you'll step up, please. You'll raise your right hand. Right hand.
Oh, sorry.
You swear to tell the truth in this proceeding.
I do.
You seated and state your name, please.
Kendra Yasanovich.
Okay, so tell me about what's been going on since the 8th, or what happened on the 8th and since.
So on the 8th, Miss Ivy came in through my open garage door, tapped on the door, proceeded to come in, demanded that Braden gather his things, and she was taking him. She said that she had spoken with persons of authority that said that she is the legal guardian. She gave me a Post-it note with the sheriff's number. I called that. Of course, this was a Sunday. I tried dialing that. just was getting voicemail. So I attempted to call 911, but because we kind of live out in the country, unfortunately wasn't able to get anybody to respond well after 30 minutes of her leaving. She
And
left.
Braden's home?
Braden is now 6. His birthday just passed on the 15th.
All right.
I honestly, I was a little shocked and just really taken by the whole thing. She proceeded to tell me while she was in my home, that she had spoken with David McCoy, who's their father, who has signed the consent. He signed it back, I think, in May 29th, I believe, who I have maintained contact with. However, at the time he was in jail, he is trying to clean up his record, and he has been actively, he does show up for his visits, basically.
How often?
He comes about twice a month. Doesn't necessarily, not on the dates that I had put in the paperwork originally, but we work it out. She had told me that she had been in contact with David and that David agreed with this. That was not truth. That was not the truth. I spoke with David the day after when he got out of jail, and that was not the case. He did not know. And then he was actually served with paperwork while he was in jail. She
And
also
what's going on since the 8th?
Since the 8th, she pulled him from, as you recall, last Thursday, you told her to bring him back to. Now, I do understand it was not her fault that he's not enrolled at. That's because did deny the request because she doesn't live in that district. So she did, by all accounts, make attempts to get him enrolled as per your order, but they denied the request. So at this point, I'll concede to the fact that he probably should stay at Columbia Heights for the rest of the year. I don't want to yank him back and forth. If he is granted, to come home today, I would transport him to and from Columbia Heights Elementary.
And do you know anything about her living situation at all?
I do not. I have been unable to obtain her address. She's given in her paperwork her grandmother's address, which was unservable. Her grandmother does not want to be served there. She does not want paperwork brought to her home. So Miss Ivy was served via email for this hearing.
And has there been any contact between Braden and his siblings?
No, they Mackenzie reached out to Miss Ivy on Braden's birthday, and her response was a picture of her and Braden together. But no, we have not had any contact, and the children are extraordinarily upset about it. Mackenzie cries most days.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Step down.
Thank you.
All right. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in this proceeding?
Yes, I do.
Sit down. State your name.
My name is Tessa Ivy.
What do you want to tell me?
Well, they do talk over Snapchat, Mackenzie and Braden. He hasn't talked with Colton at all, but we make sure and tell them that they love them and stuff.
How long have you been in drug court?
A couple months, Your Honor.
How much clean time have you got?
I will have 7 months on the 27th.
Was 7 months clean? What on earth made you think that what you just told was in your children's best interest?
Your Honor, they do need their mother around. A lot of the visits that we were trying to work out would get canceled, and I
need you to answer my question. You walked into the house without notice, jerked one kid and left 2 kids there. I want you to explain to me why you think that was a good adult sober thing to do.
So, Your Honor, I didn't just jerk him. I had asked prior and told her prior, because I was trying to get into the Phoenix house at the time, but I'm in a sober Oxford house, women, children, Oxford house. And Braden did say he wanted to be with me. So
okay, he's sick, so he doesn't make that choice. I'm asking you the same question. What made you think that walking in and grabbing one of your children and leaving 2 was a good, intelligent, sober decision?
I had talked to several people and I would love my kids back in my life. The other two weren't
Whenever you
present.
get around to answering my question, you let me know.
I'm working on being, the best mom I could be. And I really want my children back in my life.
You get the impression that I'm not impressed with how you're going about it.
Yes. I'm doing the best I can.
Which Oxford are you in?
I'm in the Dragonfly house.
How long you been there?
Since June.
What else do you want to tell me?
He would like to spend the weekend with Kendra and the kids.
I can't hear you.
He would like to spend the weekend with Kendra and the kids. Like, I'm not trying to keep anyone from him or anything like that. I've been really cooperative and I'm not trying to yank the kids away from each other. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just.
What do you call what you just did?
Sticking up for myself, Your Honor, and my kids.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
I am in the process of starting a parenting class with Youth and Family Link. I'm just trying to take my life back and get on the right track, Your Honor. And my children are very important to me.
All right, go have a seat.
If you want this,
What is it?
it is the letter from my
From whom?
him. Emily.
Okay, no, that, it sounds like you did what I told you to, so I'm okay with that. Okay. So, ma'am, I'm really at kind of a loss. Okay. Thank God you are in drug court. You have all my appreciation and support for doing that. It's tough what you're trying to accomplish. A lot of people don't make it. I always am very, very impressed and proud of the ones who do. So don't let anything interfere with that. Don't let anything interfere with reestablishing your relations with your children. That includes your own stupid decisions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't want your children bounced back and forth.
Me neither, Your Honor.
And unfortunately, the way you went about this was about the worst way you possibly could. You didn't walk in and punch somebody. I'll give you credit for that. But beyond that, do you understand the trauma that you caused to all three of your kids?
Believe me, Your Honor, yes, I do.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to make amends and.
No, don't give me a but. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. You understand that what you did, it was traumatic for all three of your kids.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. From your standpoint, is there anything that the petitioner's doing that you think is underhanded, inappropriate? Does she have your kids' best interest at heart?
I appreciate the time that she's had and was able to take care of them when I was acting out and being irresponsible. Yes, but there's also things that I don't approve of that she does.
Okay.
I'm sober and clean and stuff, and I met her just shortly before my addiction, and I met her and we drink together and everything else. She has pot plants there. She drinks around my children.
Okay,
She
so
takes
you
pills.
placed the kids with her in December, is that right?
My mom did, yeah.
Okay.
And I do appreciate the time, when I wasn't okay.
Ms. Farr, I'm looking for help here. On the one hand, obviously the way she went about grabbing one child was completely inappropriate, didn't show any appreciation for the damage she's doing to her kids. And the next question is what's causing more damage? If I leave things as they are, or if we have the kid up sticks again?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I would maintain that having all three children under the same house would be in the best interest of the children. Those children are very bonded to each other for a plethora of reasons. I think that Mr. Zanovich has done an exceptional job of respecting the parent-child relationship and protecting the children across the board. I think that you would find that Mr. Zanovich would be more than happy to appeal and to abide by any order or ruling that you made to maintain and protect the parent-child relationship and support the children moving forward in a healthy and safe manner. I believe that all three children had good quality relationships in their school and their education. They had good interactions. Mr. Zanovich has made it available for fathers to maintain a relationship with the children despite his continuing substance abuse. He shows up when he's doing okay. The kids have good interactions with that. They're still safe. He agrees with those things. Education, mental health, all of those things will be supported in Mr. Zanovich's care. And I believe that Miss Ivy will have the potential for a continuing and hopefully improving relationship with the children moving forward.
Ma'am, prior to October 8th, what kind of visitation schedule did you have?
So we were going on what I had originally requested, which is, so Miss Ivy was every other, I think it was Saturday, the first and the third, I think it was, I don't have it in front of me. And then Dad was the opposite on Sundays. I did at one point ask her, once they started football and cross country this year, Mackenzie and Colton, if she could switch days from Saturdays to Sundays, just because sometimes they have practices and meets.
So let me ask another question. Based on what I'm seeing from the kids, will they visit with their mother at this point?
They don't want to go to her home. I've welcomed both parents into my home. And it was, stipulated supervised visitation. I don't hover over them. They have free reign to my house. They can go outside. I mean, I've got 2 acres, so do whatever they want, just not leave with the kids. And
knowing the Oxford House situation, it would probably be an excellent place for contact. Do you think the kids would go along with what they're told?
I think that they would. Mackenzie right now is very angry with her mom for taking Braden. And, keep in mind, Mackenzie has sort of raised Braden when mom wasn't around and when dad wasn't around. So there's definitely a bond between those two that's unbreakable. So she's very angry. But I think that if I talk to her and make her realize that, these are steps toward repairing the relationship, I think she would be open to it.
Okay. What's the Oxford House rules about visitation with your kids?
They could stay for 2 weeks.
Ma'am, you're very soft-spoken and I'm old and I have bad hearing.
Sorry. They could stay for up to 2 weeks or live with me, Your Honor. I had talked to my older 2 before about staying the night on the weekends, and they were up to that. They were okay with that.
Okay.
They just didn't want to, my older 2 didn't want to jump right back into me, and I understand that. So I'm not trying to push or nothing like that.
Okay. I tried to be very hard on you at the start of this and make you understand how unhappy I am. You understand why?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I know I messed up.
Now, having said that, you've got what appears to be a phenomenal resource here to help you. I know you've got a phenomenal resource in the Oxford House. I've yet to see an Oxford House that didn't impress that economy. The goal ultimately is that you've got all three of your kids back living with you in a, I won't say a normal life, but in a good, loving life that you want, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And it doesn't happen overnight. All the same, I don't want to call them slogans because that sounds like I'm demeaning, but all those same things that you're getting taught in treatment and through the drug court program apply very much so to your situation with your kids. Okay. So what I am going to do and what I want to do is try and set this up so that you and your kids have the best chance of establishing that relationship and establishing it as soon as possible. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So now, having said all that, understand, I hope that what I'm doing is, number one, in your kid's best interest, and your interests are completely secondary to that.
Yes.
Number two, I hope what I'm doing is in your best interest as well, and I think it is. So what I'm going to order is that Miss Jovanovic has guardianship over all three kids, including Braden. The kids stay with her. Okay. We need to set up a pretty liberal visitation plan to include some overnights at the Oxford House. And again, explain to the kids what that situation is. It's the best possible place for her and to improve that relationship. But I'm not going to order overnights immediately because I don't want to put the older kids in a position where they're uncomfortable or even worse, resentful.
I understand.
And obviously you got a little repair work to do with them over the situation with Braden. I understand your desire to fix everything now. But we've got to do it in a manner that's going to be,
Healthy.
in everybody's best interest. How regular is their father at visiting?
Well, he was just in jail for 45 days. So, I can't say that it's regular, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's hit or miss sometimes with him.
I guess what I'll say is that given his situation, his contact with children is completely secondary to her contact with children.
Okay,
You understand?
got it. Yep, absolutely.
Ms. Farr, can I put the bulk of the burden on you? To not monitor the visitation, but to make sure that the kids it's going well for them and that there's no reason to backpedal. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Do you want to take the burden of expanding this as things go well or not if they don't go well? And that puts a lot on you. And if you don't do what's asked, maybe there's going to be some conflict.
I'm 100% committed to these kids and to seeing Tesla get or maintain her sobriety and a healthy relationship with these kids. I do 100% support that.
Okay, so I've got two options. Option A is I can set up some kind of a schedule now. I'm not there, so I don't know what's, and whatever I set up now, if I do my best, is probably not.
Oh, that's so tiny. I don't even know what you're gonna know.
Good. I hate soda. All right. So it's not going to be, I'll be doing it with a very blunt instrument and not able to see how the kids are doing and make those changes on a weekly basis. So if I leave it to the two of you with Ms. Farr available as the arbiter, if there are problems, are you comfortable with that?
Yes, Your Honor, it's just she's canceled a lot on the visits that I have, so I would appreciate somebody else being there to help. Yeah.
Well,
One time, Your Honor, I've canceled.
okay, hang on.
There's a free co-parenting app that we can set up. It's called App Close. I'm able to be added to the group and be able to monitor and interject. If we could use that as the means of communication, then we're all saying the same thing in the same place. And any of that could be used, it can be printed out if you needed to use it for the judge's review along the way. It doesn't cost any money for any of us to participate in it. I'm happy to follow up with an email to you guys for the app and kind of set some ground rules in that regard.
Okay, and if everything goes sideways, you can get it back in front of me in pretty short order, but I kind of suspect it's not going to. The people in the Oxford are very helpful. This is obviously something you want to talk with your counselors about, both in terms of how you're feeling about it and how to proceed. And, you know, if you want to go tell them I'm an idiot, you hate me, that's great. Just, make sure that you're telling them where you're at.
I have weekly counseling appointments and all that, and I'm very open about like what I've done and where I'm at today. So,
And it may be,
I understand.
it may be that you want some, professional third parties involved with your contact with the two older kids. Everybody's going to have to keep an eye on them and see how they're reacting to it.
My mom would like more visitation with the kids also. So like, I don't know, I'd like my mom to be a part of that too. If she
Okay.
chooses to be.
I am a grandparent, so I understand how much grandparents want to see their grandkids. And I know it's important. It's secondary to you reestablishing your relationship. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm really kind of kicking the can down the road from my standpoint. And I think that's the best thing to do. Do a better job than me. Everybody be quiet unless I'm calling your case, please. But it sounds like that's going to be the best way for this to work. Talk to Ms. Farr before you leave. Sign up for the app. Everybody knows how to get back in court if we need to. Have a long talk with Braden. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. And we're going to see a lot more of each other. But you're going to go stay with your siblings for now. And then go ahead and cry your eyes out tonight and move on tomorrow. Understood? Okay. Any questions?
Only about when Braden, I couldn't hear you, when Braden will come back.
Let's do it over the weekend. Have him go to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. I'm committed to that. Or should we move him back?
Well, I'm not sure what the school will let you do.
The school is going to want, if he's living with me, the school is going to want him to. However, if you feel and everybody wants him to stay, I will do the drive. It'll be inconvenient, but I'll do the drive to keep him at. We don't live in that district.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the thing with.
Yeah. Again, I'm kind of in the position where I think it's smartest for me to leave that to you guys. If he's doing really well, I don't want to interfere with that.
Right.
If that was a problem, maybe we need to reconsider, or, if this is gonna, if the school says change over the Christmas break, or I don't know. But as much as I feel like I'm kind of shirking my responsibility today, it will be better if you guys can make those decisions than if I do.
He is doing really well.
Make sure she's on, and Ms. Farr, make sure both are on the list of people who can talk to the school.
Miss Barr, you said?
Yeah.
I thought it was Miss Smith, sorry.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, so, but yeah, make sure everybody's on the list.
okay.
And same, make sure that their mother can contact the school, find out everything.
The two older ones are actually at home.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
And okay.
All right. So any questions?
What day would you like me to take Braden there?
I think probably Friday after school when all the kids are around might be a real good time for everybody
Okay.
to say, hey,
Okay,
that makes sense.
yes,
Okay. And I assume the older ones will be looking kindly on you when you bring Braden back. So that might make it work better.
okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you all. Keep up the good work, please.
Thank
Just
you.
sudden decisions are often not the best ones, right?
Correct.
Are you going to send the full order then? We don't have one that was presented.
Well, I have an idea for that. So we need the full guardianship order presented. Okay, I'm gonna put this on for next week to do two things. One, so you need to prepare that order, submit it to the clerk's office so I can sign it. Two, if there are any problems at all, I want an update. Three, if everything's going great, I'd appreciate an update, but I don't need to have one.
I do believe there's an order on file already ready for you to sign from back in the original motion when Commissioner Nelson was presiding over it.
I checked before I got in today and I didn't see it.
It should be dated for April, sometime last April.
I'm not,
I do have a copy of it. Yeah, if I could grab it, it's in my briefcase.
okay. Well, I want it next week because I want to,
Next week, so just
Yeah.
have it ready next
I
week.
want to
Okay.
make sure everything goes well, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you all. Very much appreciated.
What, I'm sorry, what day next week?
The next 10:30, same time.
What day?
That
Thursday?
is the second, I believe. Yeah.
November 2nd at 10.
Thursday, the second, 10:30.
In person again?
Or on Zoom.
Well, I'll have to be in person because I have to bring.
Normally Zoom. But if you're here, I'd love to hear from you.
Could I by chance get that wrote down?
I'm sorry.
Could I by chance get that wrote down?
Sure.
Thank you.
I can help some follow-up emails, please recommend a hearing date. Send all that for you, so you have it.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So I will be up Friday 5 o'clock. Okay.
And stop by the drug court office, tell them what's going down. Tell them I told them to put you down for a gold star.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that will be all. Guardianship of Colton McKenzie and Braden McCoy.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kendra Yasanovich here.
All right.
And Aaron Winkle's appearing on behalf of the child McCoy, although I have not been in contact with the child at all. We have never received any information or been able to contact the child. So I am here, but just so the court is aware.
Okay.
And Casey Looney as well on behalf of the state for child support, Your Honor.
And I see Miss Ivy.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mallory Smith, court visitor present. I also believe Ms. Yasanovich is present. She is in the Superior Court public iPad, but I don't believe her sound is working.
Oh, can you guys not hear me?
I certainly can.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let me start with Miss Smith. How's things going?
Your Honor, I have reached out to both parties to request access to the app close, and I haven't been able to connect with them. It appeared at the last hearing that they were communicating through the app close. They were scheduling visitations and working somewhat collaboratively to make sure that visitations were occurring.
I still remain confident that Ms. Jovanovic will continue to facilitate visitations between mother and children to the best of her abilities. But that is what I have as far as an update.
All right. Miss Ivy, I see your name there. I saw your picture just a moment ago, but you're still muted.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
There we go. So from your standpoint, how's it going?
It's going good. She said that I could possibly get all 3 of the kids for the weekend tomorrow. So I look forward to that.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. I am obviously thrilled with where this case is versus where it was a while ago. Miss Ivy, congratulations on the work that you're doing. Miss Jovanovic.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you are doing. And Miss Ivy, I hope you recognize that she is your friend in this and not your enemy, and it all goes accordingly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I do apologize. I just got the paperwork sent over to your clerk for you to sign off on. So that should be hitting your desk shortly here. I had some technical issues. And then when I came on Tuesday, they told me that I had the wrong paperwork filled out. So I had to start all over. So that's, again, should be hitting your desk. I'm at the courthouse now because I thought I was supposed to see you in person. So if you need me to wait, that's fine. I'm here. My day is free.
So ma'am, have Miss Ivy and the guardian ad litem seen the proposed papers?
No, it just went through right now. So
okay, so it sounds like everything is going well. We just need to get the paperwork taken care of. To do that, do you have a copy of this that you just submitted?
I don't. They took everything so they could get it to me, but I can, like I said, I'm here so I can go back and pay for a copy.
I'm going to give it back to the clerk.
Okay.
All right. And we're just going to kick this over 1 week. Get a copy to Miss Ivy, I assume this weekend when she's got the kids.
Yep.
Get a copy to Miss Smith right away, just so they can review it, make sure that everything reads the way they want it to also. And hopefully we'll get it signed and sealed next Thursday, which would be the 7th at 10:30.
Sounds
understood?
Wonderful. Understood. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
You said next Wednesday?
Next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday on the 7th. Okay.
10:30.
At 10:30. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We can start the minor guardianship calendar. Let's start with the McCoy matter. I see Miss Winkles. I see Miss Ivy. Miss Powers.
I'm here, Your Honor.
And we're on for presentation of an order. I don't see Miss Jovanovic.
And Your Honor, I have been unable to get a hold of my clients at all. We've tried the guardian's number. It appears to have changed. We tried contacting the formerly discharged guardian ad litem to maybe get a hold of them. I'm hoping today somebody can give me the child's number so I can just meet with the child in the office and see what she wants.
Miss
I've been texting Kendra. She still has that same number.
It's not working from our office.
And however, I haven't got to see my daughter in 2 months. And she was trying to have the visit at her house. So I don't know if there's anything that we could do about that to have it to where my daughter can come too. Because I haven't got to see her.
Okay, Miss.
And she said
give me a moment here.
Okay.
All right, Miss Jovanovic, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sorry.
Okay, so I don't have the proposed order yet that you were supposed to.
I brought it in yesterday morning. They said that they would get it to you.
Yeah, it hasn't shown up yet. And Ms. Winkles is also having real trouble getting a hold of the kids. So can you tell us what your, can you give Ms. Winkles a good phone number to reach you?
Yeah, it's the one that's on the paperwork. So it's 41.
Oh, sorry, we called it this morning as well and yesterday, and it's saying that it's disconnected. So maybe there's something wrong with the one on the paperwork. So go ahead and give it to me and we'll try it
Okay.
again.
It's
Okay. And is there a possibility I could meet with all three children in my office sometime next week, just before these orders get signed, just to kind of
absolutely,
see?
absolutely,
Perfect. Okay.
absolutely.
I'll give you a call and we can set that up.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and Miss Ivy, you had said there was some concern about visitation with the kids?
I haven't been able to see my daughter in 2 months, and I really want her to be able to come over to my house also. Kendra had said that she didn't want to, and she wanted to have her visit over at her house. But I would really like to, have all three of my kids, because I thought that's what the deal was. And I only ended up getting Braden because I guess Colton was sick, but I want to work it out to where I can have all three, like you said, at the Oxford.
Okay, well, let me suggest this. Ms. Winkles is going to talk to Ms. Yusanovich. Probably in a couple call on all this. You might also call Ms. Smith. I don't see her on this today. And was that our order on the McCoy? Okay.
Yeah, I think she was discharged.
So hang on, let me look here.
Yeah, and Your Honor, I am working with Mackenzie on getting her to see her mom. I do have a counseling session with her set up for January 18th because she is dealing with this pretty hard as far as just not wanting to see Tesla, which I talk to her all the time. She was on board with going this last weekend and then last minute pulled out. Colton was sick. So he just didn't want to be sick there. He wanted to just be sick in his own bed. But I'm working with Mackenzie all the time. We talk daily about it.
Okay, well, I've got the proposed order, but I don't think anybody else has seen it.
I did serve everybody, so I do believe I didn't know that I was supposed to serve Miss Winkle, so I apologize for that.
Okay.
We have a copy from Odyssey.
Okay, so we're going to hang on to this order. I'm going to put this on next week. Once you talk to Miss Winkles, Miss Ivy talks to Miss Winkles, that we'll have that all sorted out. And in the meantime, make sure that Miss Winkles and Miss Ivy both have a chance to take a look at that proposed order. Get it all.
Honor, I would also request to look at the proposed order. I just need to know what the parties are planning to do in terms of child support. The state's position is to keep the administrative orders in place that are currently there.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. All right. So unfortunately, I think we'll bump this over one more time. So next Thursday, the 14th, just to get that order entered and also to review and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
And that works. And I was just going to state, if we want to work through the parenting plan to do a phased in approach for Mackenzie, Kendra, if you want to give me a call to talk to me about that, we can probably make something so it's firm and kind of has some flexibility if you want to call my office.
Okay. What's your number, Erin?
It's 360-578-1392.
92. Okay. And then as far as the child support goes, do I need to get that paperwork over to the woman who was just speaking? I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
That's Ms. Powers in the prosecutor's office, child support division.
Okay, Miss Powers. Okay. I'll get that everything over to them, to Miss Winkles and Miss Powers then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then I think we're good till next Thursday and hopefully we'll get it signed then.
Perfect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Number one on the docket, 23-484-08, minor guardianship of Colton McCoy, Mackenzie McCoy, and Braden McCoy. Who do I have present on that matter?
Erin Helen Winkles on behalf of the children, attorney on behalf of the children.
And Kendra Yusanovich, I'm here.
I'm here also.
You need to identify yourself by name.
I'm Tesla, the mom.
Amy Powers for the state of Washington.
And Your Honor, we're here on signing final orders. I've only been involved in this case for about probably about a month. I did redraft the final orders and send them around to all the parties.
And so, where does that stand at this point? Are they ready for final signature or?
I have not heard any objection from anyone. Tesla is the only one that I haven't heard from. It appears everybody else is in agreement to sign them. I believe Ms. Powers has reviewed them as well. I'm not sure if she has an interest other than the child support.
I have reviewed the final child support orders and worksheets. They look appropriate to me, and I am fine if the court signs off on them.
All right, so Miss Ivy, have you had a chance to review the paperwork?
Yes, I looked at the paperwork.
Okay, and are you in agreement with them?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm okay with what my kids want.
Okay, so Miss Winkles sounds like she's okay with them. So I don't know if you want to go ahead and relate any information to her as to what you would like her to do.
Yes, I'm not sure if she can just give her oral approval for the court to sign those orders.
Okay.
I represent the children. My clients would obviously prefer the orders to be signed, and I believe the guardian is here as well, and she's already given her indication that she wants them signed.
Okay. All right. So Miss Ivy, I can put on the final papers approved via Zoom today. Is that acceptable to you?
So like I am okay with the paperwork and stuff, but do I need to sign?
That it just gets me, all I do is I write in for your signature approved via Zoom, which is what we're on, and put today's date. And that way there's a record that you approved the documents.
Because I'm not trying to sign over my rights or anything. I'm trying to get them
Right.
back.
It's not a signing over of your rights.
Okay.
You're not terminating your rights or anything like that. That's not what we do here. Okay.
All right. Because if that was the case, no.
Well, I just want to assure, my understanding is you're okay with the paperwork that was sent to you, and that's all I would be putting on is on that paperwork that you approved. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have some papers? Ms. Winkles, did you submit those for signature?
Yes, we did. We can send them around again. The holidays, we kind of a few things are floating about the courtroom, so we can go ahead and submit them again to Your Honor. I can have my courier bring them down.
Yeah, that would be great because I don't have them. So that would be great. Okay. All right. So can you just put approved via Zoom by Ms. Ivy, and that way that's on there, and then I can just sign them. All right.
And you can also put approved via Zoom for me as well.
All right, will do.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Is there anything else on that matter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. That takes care of that matter for today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.